Streaming on clickorlando.com, you're watching News 6 at 10.
Tonight, bullets flying in front of the Orange County Jail puts an innocent person in the hospital. This green line on the radar is marching towards Central Florida as we speak, bringing something in the morning we haven't seen in a while: rain. Crazy video tonight of teenagers horsing around drunk with fire and gas, and it puts one of them in the ICU. And a strip mall shut down and evacuated to bring in the bomb squad. Good evening to you. I'm Eric Von Ank, and thanks for joining us for News 6 at 10. Got a lot to talk about tonight, starting with bullets flying across John Young Parkway in Orlando. Police tell us some people who knew each other got into it, but then someone who had nothing to do with it got hit. Check out these bullet holes in the front of this Cadillac. Look at the door. You see something happened to the left side, driver's side door of that car. Your Orlando community correspondent Troy Campbell is live in front of the Orange County Jail where the car ended up. Troy, first, how is the person doing who was hit with the bullets?
Well, thankfully, we're told that that victim is expected to be okay, but this is absolutely horrifying. To illustrate the scene here, this is actually the inmate entrance area right here at the Orange County Jail. This is where earlier this evening we saw caution tape completely surrounding those vehicles. And as we said, Orlando police confirming tonight that a stranger unrelated to that shooting was hit by one of those bullets. Orlando police towing away a Cadillac sedan inside the parking lot of the Orange County Jail on Wednesday evening. Video from the scene shows at least 4 gunshots through the windshield of the vehicle. Detectives could also be seen taking pictures and collecting evidence around the car for several hours. The Orlando Police Department says on Wednesday, their officers responded to a shooting in the area of South John Young Parkway and Vision Boulevard. Officers then discovered 2 vehicles pulled into the parking lot of the Orange County Jail. They then covered the area with caution tape. Traffic could be seen slowed during rush hour. Orlando police say there was a domestic-related shooting in the area, and someone completely unrelated was struck by gunfire. Caution tape could also be seen briefly blocking off the plaza across the street. That's where Terry Von Aken has been running a bail bonds business for more than 30 years.
Yeah, it was a shooting, so that's all I know so far.
Von Aken says she watched on as 2 vehicles pulled into the parking lot of the Orange County Jail.
I thought I heard something, but could have been Sally Port or anything. And next thing I know, there was full cops around here, and I didn't know what happened at first, so we kind of stayed in our office.
And again, thankfully, we're told the victim is in stable condition. There still are, however, many unanswered questions tonight that we have posed to Orlando police, and we are still waiting to hear back, including was the victim in that Cadillac and exactly where did this shooting take place? One thing we do know, the suspected shooter is locked up here at the Orange County Jail tonight. Live in Orlando, Troy Campbell, News 6. Back to you.
All right, Troy, thank you for that live update. Some breaking news in Flagler County now. Emergency managers there are recommending voluntary evacuations because of a brush fire. So this is an area between East Avenue and Bayberry Village Road and Old Dixie Highway and Deer Hunter Road. It's rural, as you can see, and it's a very small area where these voluntary evacuations have now been suggested. Officials say they're opening a shelter tonight at Fire Station 16 on Old Dixie Highway. That's right near the Publix there. The Florida Forest Service says the fire's about 80 acres and only 40% contained, so they continue to fight it at this hour. We'll monitor this overnight, keep you updated on clickorlando.com and on the morning news starting at 5. In other parts of Central Florida, rain is on the way. A live look outside at our Launch Credit Union Port Cam. They will be among the first to get it there in the morning. Want to get over to meteorologist Jonathan Kagas, who's tracking it. Jonathan.
Yeah, certainly anything is going to be welcome. It's not going to be a ton of rain coming our way, but it's certainly going to be enough to make the roads a little slick out there tomorrow. You see the rain now moving toward Jacksonville, back toward Cedar Key as well. It's moving from about northwest to southeast tonight. And by the morning commute, it should be right on top of the I-4 corridor, arriving a couple of hours earlier than that for us in Marion and Flagler County. Right now, we're at 58 degrees in DeLand. We're at 61 in Melbourne. Bushnell, we are at 51, so a nice mild evening, especially compared to where we just came from. Now, tomorrow we're going to start things off around 50 degrees. You see it there. We don't move much. That's going to be thanks to the clouds, the showers for the first half of the day. And then for the afternoon, a cold shot of air sliding down the Florida peninsula behind the cold front, sparking those showers. It's going to be another chilly start to your Friday. We're going to talk much more about the cold aspect of this coming up in just about 10 minutes, Eric.
That's right. It's coming back, Jonathan. Thank you. Tonight, some hard-to-watch video the Marion County Sheriff's Office gave us. What happens when you play with fire? A teenager is in trouble, accused of setting his friend on fire with, you see the gas can there? That is gasoline, and you can see what it's doing to the flames. Somebody recorded this with their cell phone. Sheriff's Office gave us the video, and we want to warn you, it is disturbing. The young men were laughing, drinking, and joking around, at least at first. On an island in the middle of the night, in the middle of Lake Kerr in Marion County in early January.
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
They brought a gas can with them to the island, according to investigators, and then watch.
You want to be on fire? No.
We stopped the video before the flames engulfed the teenager because at this point, it's not a joke.
Get away! Dude.
He puts out the fire by jumping into the lake, but he's already badly burned, second-degree burns on his legs and arms. Several weeks later, deputies arrested this 17-year-old. They tell us his name is Brady Ming for aggravated battery. Investigators say he lied at first and then hired an attorney. Brady Ming's case will likely stay in juvenile court because he is only 17. The young man who was burned was flown to the hospital after he got out of the lake and put in the intensive care unit. He had blisters on his hands when detectives talked to him. We put that full unedited video clip for you on clickorlando.com if you'd like to see it. Shock, fear, and business at a standstill in Titusville tonight. Several businesses were told to evacuate. This was due to reports of a bomb threat. News 6's Ashley Garrett tried to get some answers and talked with the people who were impacted.
Well, right now, Titusville police confirmed to News 6 that the scene is clear, but that was not the case a couple hours ago. Businesses on edge after being told to evacuate, not making any money, and missing out on business, all due to this threat that Titusville police say they responded to in the 600 block of Cheney Highway. They sent their updates via Facebook, the Titusville PD Facebook page to be exact. The second update coming in around 6:30 saying those businesses could return to work as normal after police had conducted a search and found there to be a safe condition for those businesses to get back to normal. But let me tell you why we're outside of the Sonic right here behind me in the 600 block of Cheney Highway. This is in the area of the Wells Fargo and Planet Fitness, just to give you a point of reference. When we got here, we drove around asking folks in the parking lot if they knew anything about police responding to reports of a bomb threat. Most told News 6 no until we came across a young man and a young woman coming out of the Planet Fitness who said it happened at the Sonic right across from the Planet Fitness. So those two described the scene as very active Wednesday evening. A decent police presence and roads in the area blocked off is what they said they saw. So we made our way to the Sonic, and that's when we found a man sitting outside who identified himself to me as the new GM. He then said he could not discuss what happened at the restaurant Wednesday. I asked whether it involved an employee. If not, did he know who made the possible bomb threat? Was anyone hurt in the case Wednesday? And to all my questions, I was told he could not provide any answers. Now, I have put in calls to the Titusville Police Department working to learn some more information on Wednesday night's case. I was told if and when they get an update, they will be releasing that. So as soon as we get some new information, we will be bringing that to you. We do know that Titusville police say that this case is ongoing. For now, we'll send things back to you in Titusville. Ashley Garrett, News 6.
New details in a murder plot that has two high schoolers behind bars. We've been following this story since January. The teens were arrested after a knife and note were brought to Lake Brantley High School. Tonight, we're learning what investigators say they were planning. Your Seminole County community correspondent Catherine Silver has those details.
A 14 and 15-year-old, both booked at the Seminole County Jail.
This is a transfer to adult court.
And both now facing charges as adults accused of attempted murder. Authorities say Isabel Valdez planned to stab and kill another student at Lake Brantley High School, and Lois Lipper knew about the plot and tried to help carry it out. Court documents obtained by News 6 show the planned attack was months in the making before it was stopped by law enforcement in January. This is the first time we're seeing unredacted reports that were posted on the clerk's website. We're also seeing written statements from both teens. Valdez writes about the items brought to school, including the knife, Clorox, trash bag, and towel, and the plan to stab a boy in the bathroom. According to the documents, Valdez said he looked like the shooter from Sandy Hook, who Valdez had been fascinated with. And there were voices saying if Valdez killed the boy, it could bring the Sandy Hook shooter back to life. Is there a statement you'd like to make on your client's behalf?
Not at this time, thank you.
An attorney representing Valdez declined to comment on the case after a short hearing Wednesday. Lippert's lawyer appeared remotely.
I'm going to get her out and have her see some mental health professionals.
Lippert's written statement says Valdez had been taking pictures of the boy and watching him. She knew about the knife and was told to bring gloves and get to school early. On January 23rd, detectives say they both met at Lake Brantley, looked over the items, and even tried to sharpen the knife before they were caught and questioned. Both are now being held at the jail without bond. We're also learning that Valdez was already on law enforcement's radar because they had been looking into 3 swatting calls that were made to Lake Brantley in January. Authorities had already confiscated Valdez's phone in connection to that investigation. In Seminole County, I'm Catherine Silver, News 6.
An Olympic gold medalist pleads not guilty for going fast off the track, and shell-shocked turtles being cared for at SeaWorld. Matt Austin and Ginger Gadsden got the other stories making headlines in Central Florida today.
The man arrested in a fight at a park that led to a stabbing will stay in jail. This happened yesterday afternoon at Farron Park in downtown Eustis.
After an hours-long search, Eustis police arrested James Thompson Jr. Officers tracked him down in Leesburg. The Eustis police chief says the men knew each other. He also said there were several witnesses, including kids, who saw the fight actually happen. Thompson is facing several charges, including attempted first-degree murder. He refused to face a judge today, and he is now in jail on no bond.
Olympic gold medalist Sha'Carri Richardson has officially pleaded not guilty.
She was arrested on a charge of excessive speeding last Thursday in Orange County.
I would wipe that smile off your face. I'm Sergeant McDaniels with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. You're being stopped for dangerous excessive speeding.
I understand my tire at the back is like literally on 29.
We showed you this body cam of the arrest happening. Deputies say Richardson was going 104 down State Road 429 when deputies stopped her. They say she was dangerously tailgating and going in and out of lanes to pass other cars. On top of the excessive speeding charge, she's also facing a number of traffic infractions. Richardson's boyfriend, Christian Coleman, showed up to the traffic stop, according to deputies. Deputies cited Coleman for stopping on a limited access road. They say he did not comply with instructions and was arrested for resisting an officer without violence. Now, after a search of his car, Coleman is also facing a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. He also pleaded not guilty.
16 turtles stunned by the recent cold weather are now being treated at SeaWorld. They were found in Titusville. The park says they were visibly stressed, especially on their shells and skin. The team wants to rehab the turtles and return them to nature. Officials say turtles can become hypothermic when water temperatures drop like this. Those turtles require immediate attention. SeaWorld is working with the FWC to provide around-the-clock treatment for those creatures. For a daily conversational look at breaking news stories shaping up around Central Florida, join us for News 6 at 3 o'clock.
Matt and I are there live every weekday. We hope you'll join us.
The mayor of Orange County is taking a stand against ICE. Up next, the letter obtained by News 6 that Mayor Deming sent to ICE about how the feds are using our local jail. Plus, the heartbreaking search for a mother. Tonight, the Guthrie family is speaking out for the first time since the mother of the network news anchor was abducted from her home.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Central Florida Honda Dealers.
Investigators in Arizona are back at the home of missing 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. She is the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. The FBI, the Pima County Sheriff's Department, and a police dog were at the house. Tonight, Savannah and her two siblings are talking about this publicly for the first time, with a caption on social media reading, "Bring her home."
Our mom is our heart and our home. She's 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile. She lives in constant pain. She is without any medicine. She needs it to survive. She needs it not to suffer. We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk.
You would like to bring a candle?
The town held a vigil today at the Family's Church in Tucson, Arizona. Investigators are still working to authenticate an unverified ransom note they got on Monday night. The Orange County Mayor, Jerry Demings, is telling the federal government that things are about to change at the county jail, specifically with immigrant detainees. In a letter, Mayor Jerry Demings advises that effective March 1st, the Corrections Department will, 1, place a cap on the number of ICE inmates who are housed with no local charges, and 2, implement a single continuous booking period. This move comes just a day after News 6 was first to tell you that 2 federal judges yesterday criticized immigration enforcement practices by the federal government. One of those practices is when ICE agents remove a detainee at the end of the detainee's 72-hour hold and then rebook them under a different booking number, effectively restarting the 72-hour clock. The mayor writes to ICE that this practice strains OCCD resources, disrupts workflow, and circumvents the intended operation of the agreement. So the jail is eliminating multiple bookings for the same immigration matter. Mayor also writes that the number of inmates has placed a sustained strain on staffing, building space, and operational resources, so the jail is capping the number of ICE inmates with no local charges at 66 men and 64 women. We'll let you know as soon as we hear something back from the feds. As of yesterday, the number of ICE inmates with no local charges stood at 134. A significant development here, unclear how ICE and DHS will respond, but like I said, we'll keep asking. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas back with us in the middle of this warm-up, but man, that is coming. I see it behind you.
Right there. There is our cold front, the rain associated with it anyway. Behind that, much colder air again that will blast through the day tomorrow, then settle in on Friday morning. But after that, there's a lot of good news if you don't like the chill. But here's the rain showers again back toward Jacksonville into Gainesville, just right on the Marion County line. All this stuff coming out of the Gulf right now, that's what we will contend with the first few hours of the overnight. And then closer to the I-4 corridor by the time you get to the morning commute tomorrow. So there we go from about 4 to 6 o'clock. There are the scattered downpours around. I think most of this is pretty light. I think there will be a few embedded downpours. You see the darker oranges and yellows in the mix. That's indicating the downpour potential. Otherwise, this is pretty quick hitting as we go forward. Once we get to about 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there is Thursday. You see those scattered showers still hanging on, mainly to the Space Coast. I think everybody else starts to dry out. And then we will have a dry second half of Thursday, but it will be cooling down as that cooler air spills right back down the Florida Peninsula. We clear our skies out big time as we get into Friday. That's when we will have dominant sunshine. Here's a live look outside Daytona Beach, nice and quiet. It was certainly warmer as expected. Temperatures back into the lower 50s right now across the board. We're in the mid 50s in Daytona Beach. Clear skies still with us here. The breeze, that's everything. The wind direction out of the south and west at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. It's helping to pump in all that warmth. We're at 57 in Sanford, 56 in Denellen, 52 degrees in the Villages. We are at 57 also in Palm Coast. Now, tomorrow morning, it is going to be relatively mild, but we are going to have those showers around. We're going to keep things mainly cloudy throughout most of the day, but scattered showers also around when you wake up tomorrow morning. Just an early heads up for taking the dog out. Have the umbrella nearby. 53 in Kissimmee, 51 in the Villages. We're back to 47 degrees in Denellen. Tomorrow afternoon, we're hanging around 60. This is going to be happening right around lunchtime, and then we will watch those temperatures fall again through the evening. Rain chances up to 50%. That is occurring mainly before lunchtime tomorrow, and then we would dry things out and also cool things down and also crank up the winds again. Just like the last couple of big fronts, the wind is going to start to increase first in the morning and then really ramp up as that front crosses through central Florida. We're going to have wind gusts of about 25 to 30 miles an hour through the course of the afternoon, and it's going to be that breeze now out of the northwest. That delivers the chill back, but it's going to be a short-lived chill. Lower 30s in Ocala. We're at 38 in Orlando, 40 at the Cape. Big warm-up coming, though. After the chill settles in on Friday morning, still chilly on Friday afternoon, but sunshine will be dominant, pushing 70 on Saturday, lower 70s on Sunday. That's pretty much where we were today. And then there we go, mid to upper 70s by the time we get to Monday all the way through Wednesday, Eric.
Jonathan, thank you very much. We're worried about the pipes and the pets and the pools, but most of us didn't even think about the birds. Well, coming up, we're showing you how a sanctuary in DeLand is making sure that parrots are staying warm and protected, and oh, how much this is costing them.
This cold weather has a lot of us doing something we're not used to, turning on the heat. I know my power bill has gone up, but that's nothing compared to what they're paying here at Patty's Parrot Palace in DeLand, where they have over 200 animals that they have to keep toasty in this uncommonly cold Florida winter. Lots of them are tropical birds that otherwise wouldn't survive.
You staying warm, Lola? Pretty bird?
Patricia Bachman Coyle started this nonprofit bird sanctuary to rescue 13 birds from a hoarder. Since then, their numbers have only grown. Now, Patty's Parrot Palace protects and pampers 126 parrots, from cockatoos to macaws. Florida is normally perfect for these tropical birds, but this winter has been especially harsh.
Even the barn gets heated.
Now, it takes 75 heat lamps to keep these tropical birds toasty. Normally, their power bill is about $250 to $350 a month. With all the heat lamps, though...
Our first month of the decrease in the temperatures was a $900 power bill. Last month, from December 15th to January 15th, it was $1,800. And now we have this month coming up, and I just know it's going to be more than last month.
And the nonprofit run by volunteers is struggling to pay those bills. So they're asking for help. They started this GoFundMe, where people can donate to help cover the extra expense of keeping these birds happy and healthy through this uncommonly cold Florida winter. I didn't hear any thank yous from these lucky parrots, but Bachman Coyle says they show their affection in other ways. To that, I can attest.
We welcome the community to come out and spend some time with us and meet a new friend.
Like my new friend staying nice and warm this winter, Sydney the African Gray. She'd appreciate if you check out the link to the GoFundMe on clickorlando.com. In DeLand, Alex Cook, News 6.
Rain is on the radar. It's just north of Central Florida. That brings in the chill for Friday. Almost out of it, though.
Yes, need the rain for sure.
We do.
See you at 11.